are looked at, and anything in the trash should be recyclable is sorted out by people, and machines sometimes are used to recycle everything possible. How do we pay for this? We send every household a bill every month, along with their water bill and their sewer bill. It's $8.95 in Carmel per month for this service, but everyone has to pay. It was interesting how we bid it. We had 3 bidders, 2 national companies or international companies, 1 local company. Waste Management, which you may have heard of, bid $15. A local company called Ray's bid about $12. Republic Services bid $8.95, just under $9, and so they won the bid. How does the public know that these bids were done properly? Well, here's the rule, is that they're delivered to our clerk's office sealed. And I have to open the seal on TV at a public meeting. And so this is on our government channel. People see it. The clerk hands me. They have to be in at a certain time. If they come in late, we don't look at them. We don't open them. We just send them back. So I open them. We read the bid, and it's recorded, and it goes out over TV. And then those documents are public records. They're kept in that clerk's office, and any member of the press or from the TV or any member of the public can go say, I want to see them. I want to make certain that there was no bribery or corruption involved in awarding this contract, and we're required to give it to the low bidder so long as they meet the requirements of the specification. And so that's how it worked. One of the students at the university today asked me, said, but the U.S. on a per-person basis puts out more carbon than any other country, and that's true, we do, and we're trying to change that. And the second part of her question was that the U.S. also turned down the Kyoto protocols a few years ago. And I agreed with her. I said, yes, but I want the crowd to know that I did not ask you to ask that question, because I want to tell you what the mayors did. You'll like this, Mayor. I'm a Republican. I head up a committee on the environment at our Conference of Mayors, which is 1,200 and some mayors from across the country. There's a Democrat co-chair of my committee, the mayor of Seattle, when we started, Greg Nichols. And we asked mayors across the country to voluntarily sign the Kyoto protocols. We got over 99% of the mayors, over 1,250 mayors in the United States from both the Republican Party and the Democratic Party to sign the Kyoto protocols. And I might mention in the United States, 85% of the population is represented by mayors. That's our urbanization rate. 85% of our population lives in what we would call a city or a suburb that's urbanized. And so we represent the vast majority of people in the United States. And even though the federal government chose not to do the Kyoto protocols, the cities did. And I'm proud that our cities did. And Mr. Baby, before he left, was talking about Republicans and Democrats and different parties. I have yet to meet somebody from any party who wants to drink dirty water or breathe dirty air. This is something that we should all come together on. And I remind some of my fellow Republicans who are a bit hesitant because they're afraid it will hurt the economy. This is not an issue that's just in India, it's an issue that's in the United States as well. And the Republicans say, we don't want to pay for more power or more environmentally friendly things that will hurt our economy. I always point out the health care cost. What is the government paying for health care? We're the government. What are we paying for health care for our fellow citizens that could be avoided if our air were cleaner? What is the true cost of, and what are the opportunities we're missing in terms of creating industries that build windmills, that build solar panels, that build LED lights and make LED lights, and all the different thousands of products that are now being offered on the market? why don't we see that as a positive as opposed to a negative? And I also point out to some of my fellow Republicans that the Environmental Protection Agency was started by a Republican in the 1970s by a Republican president. The Migratory Bird Act, which, the symbol of our country is an eagle. The bird was almost extinct. It was saved because of the Migratory Bird Act, where we couldn't use the chemicals that were causing their eggshells to be too weak to be, the gestation period was ending before the eagles were born. Signed the Clean Water Drinking Act. The entire framework of our environmental legislation was done under a Republican president, most of it, almost all of it. Teddy Roosevelt, Republican president over 100 years ago, Teddy, not Franklin, was the one that set aside millions of acres of national park land. So the Republican Party, along with the Democratic Party, has this tradition of protecting the environment. And so there are many Republicans, as well as many Democrats in the United States, who want to see our carbon footprint reduced. And the mayors are trying very hard to do what they can do in each city. And as I look out, we have over 1,250 cities, over 30,000 people in the United States. And what we're doing is trying to make a real difference in our carbon footprint. Each one of these cities is a laboratory that is trying different things, because every city is different. But we're all trying things to reduce the carbon that we use and to make our cities more livable. So thank you very much for your attention. I hope that these comments are somehow useful to you. Do we have time we're going to talk around the table, aren't we? Later. Okay. Thank you very much.